Hi children, good morning. So I hope you are clear with the part we learned in the last class. So we studied about the inheritance of one gene, right? So we learned how Mendel chose just one gene and he studied the characteristics of it, right? And what did he do? He took pure breeding, tall plant and dwarf plant with the genotype capital T and small t. They were homozygous, right? So their alleles were same. Okay, so what are alleles? These alleles are the slightly different forms of the same gene. So this allele which codes for tallness is capital T, and allele which codes for dwarfness is small t. Upon height is the factor, or height is the gene for which they have two different alleles. One is capital T, the other one is small t. Okay, now what he did, he cross pollinated these flowers, and when he cross pollinated, he got the F1 generation, or the first filial generation, and these plants had a genotype of capital T, small t, which means that they showed the characteristic of one parent. Okay, phenotypically they showed the characteristic of only one parent. It means that all the plants produced in F1 generation were tall. Okay, and the other parent's characteristic was not visible in the F1 generation. And so what he did, he again self-pollinated these heterozygous tall. Why is it heterozygous? It is because now it has one allele from one parent and another allele from the other parent, right? So it has become now heterozygous organism, right? So this heterozygous tall plants were again self-pollinated. It means that the anther of the same plant is given to the flower of the same plant, right? So their genotypes will be same. So they will have capital T, capital T and small t. And after the self-pollination, they produced about 75% of the plants were tall and only 25% were dwarf. It means that now the trait which did not get expressed in F1 generation has now expressed in F2 generation. And so the proportion of the tall and dwarf were about 3:1, right? And from this Mendel, what did he propose? He proposed that something is being passed down unchanged from parents to offspring through the gametes, and this he termed as factors, and nowadays we are calling it as genes. So genes are therefore the units of inheritance, and they contain the information required to express a particular trait. Okay, and genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits are known as alleles, right? So genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits are known as alleles. Now what are these alleles? These are slightly different forms of the same gene. So same genes means here capital T is there. Its slight different form is small t. Okay, but it codes for the same trait, that is height of a plant, right? And now let us see how Mendel used this alphabetical symbols to denote the genotypes. So if we use alphabetical symbols for each gene, then the capital letter is used to, so this capital letter is used to express the trait at the F1 stage, and small alphabet for the other trait. Okay, so if we use the capital symbols, we are using capital letter and small letter, right? Then the capital letter is used for the trait expressed at F1 generation. ഈ ക്രോസ് പോളിനേഷൻ ചെയ്ത് ഫസ്റ്റ് വരുന്ന F1 ജനറേഷനിൽ ഏത് ട്രേറ്റ് ആണോ എക്സ്പ്രസ് ആവുന്നത്, വി ആർ ഗിവിങ് ദാറ്റ് ട്രേറ്റ്സ് that trait a capital letter. Okay, now he gave capital letter to the trait which were expressed in F1 generation. ഏത് trait express ആയ? It was the tall, right? So he gave capital T for tall. Okay, and the small alphabet for the other trait. As it was not expressed in F1 generation, he gave small letter for the other parent, that is the dwarf, right? So for example, in case of character of the height, capital T is used for the tall trait and small t is used for dwarf. Okay, and capital T and small t are alleles of each other. Okay, so they are different forms of a same trait. Okay, so hence in plants the pair of alleles for height would be capital T. It can be capital T, or it can be capital T small t, or it can be small t small t. Okay, so the pair of alleles for height would be capital T, capital T small t, and small t small t. Right? So Mendel also proposed that in a true breeding variety, tall or the dwarf pea plant variety, the allelic pair of the genes for height are identical or homozygous. Okay, so he found out that the capital T small t, capital T and small t, these are all identical allele pairs of the gene for the height. Okay, it means that both of the chromosome will contain the same gene at a particular position because they are homozygous, they are true breeding. Understood it? So Mendel also proposed that in a true breeding, tall or dwarf pea variety, the allelic pair of genes for height are identical or homozygous. See, we have learned about all these terms earlier, but Mendel, only after forming the conclusion of all these, he gave rise to different answers for these part in that inheritance of one gene. Okay, that is why I'm saying about why again it is called as homozygous and all those things. Okay, so they are capital T and small t respectively, which are identical or homozygous. And capital T and small t are written to represent the genotype of the plant, whereas the descriptive terms called as tall and dwarf is used to represent the phenotype. Okay, and he told that the capital T is used to denote the genotypic appearance, and the tall and the dwarf it is used to denote the phenotypic appearance, that is their external physical appearance. Okay, now what then would be the phenotype of a plant that had a genotype capital T small t? Okay, so if the genotype of the plant is capital T small t, what would be the phenotype? എന്തായിരിക്കും phenotype? Because they have a gene from one parent which is capital T, another parent it has small t. അപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെയാവുമ്പോൾ what will be the result of the plant? What will be its appearance? Whether it will be tall or dwarf, or whether it will be in halfway. That is what Mendel got it out. So as Mendel found the phenotype of F1 heterozygote capital T small t to be exactly like the capital T. So when he thought of that, in the F1 generation, he got a genotype of capital T small t, but it had the characteristic of the parent capital T. It means that it was exactly like the homozygous capital T. അതിന്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താ? They were tall. Okay, so he found that the phenotype of F1 heterozygote is different alleles of the same gene, right? So when this was found, he proposed that in a pair of dissimilar factors. So these are the dissimilar factors of a pair, right? So it has capital T and small t, right? They are not capital T, or they are not small t. Instead, they have a pair of dissimilar factors. Dissimilar factors are dissimilar genes, right? In that one dominates the other, as in the F1, right? So they are in these two genes, one is dominating the other, as in the F1, and hence is called the dominant factor. So as it got expressed, he called it the dominant factor. Okay, while the other factor is recessive because it did not get expressed in the F1 generation. So in this case, capital T for tallness is dominant over the small t for dwarfness. That is the recessive trait. Right, so he also observed, he did not just do with the height alone, he also observed the identical behavior for all the characters or traits pairs that he studied. So he took the color of a flower and he did the same thing. Again he got the F1 generation which had the dominancy of only one colored parent. So like that he did this experiment in all the different traits which he had chosen, and the results were all same. What were the result? One were dominant, the other one were recessive. Okay, one of the trait of one parent were dominant and the other was recessive. right? അപ്പോൾ F1 ജനറേഷനിൽ ഏതാണോ express ആവുന്ന, we are calling that trait as dominant trait. So here, as the capital T has worked out, or as tallness has been produced by the gene, we are calling that capital T is dominant over the other factor, and the other factor will be recessive. Understood it? So this Mendel used, why he used these alphabets were, it very convenient to use the capital letter and small letter, or the lower case of an alphabetic symbol, to remember this concept of dominance and recessive. That is why he used alphabets, and that too he used alphabets to denote the dominance. Capital letter alphabet were used to denote dominance, and the small letter were used to denote the recessive trait. But no, we should not use capital T for tall and small t for, that is small, not small t. If you are going to write as D for dwarf, then what will happen? You will be finding it difficult to remember whether capital T and D are alleles of each other, right? So they are alleles of each other, so they have to be represented with the same letters but with different symbols. One should be capital, the other one should be the small letter of the same alphabet, right? So we do not use small d for dwarf, because you will find it difficult to remember whether capital T and D are alleles of the same gene or character. Now, alleles can be similar as in the case of homozygotes, that is capital T, and small t, or they can be dissimilar as in the case of heterozygote, that is capital T, small t. Since the capital T, small t plant is heterozygous for gene controlling one character, that is height, it is a monohybrid, and the cross between capital T and small t is called a monohybrid cross. Okay, he gave another name to this cross, which is called as monohybrid. And why is it monohybrid? It is because the capital T and small t plant is heterozygous. So we saw that capital T and small t plants are heterozygous, and it has genes for controlling one character, which is the tallness. Okay, and it is a monohybrid. And cross between capital T and small t is a monohybrid cross, as the result which they produce is heterozygous, that is, it has one gene from one parent, another gene from another parent, right? So they are now dissimilar. As they are dissimilar, they don't have the same genotype, they will come under the hybrids, right? So it is called as monohybrid. And the cross between capital T and small t, capital T and small t is a monohybrid cross. Okay, so why is it called as monohybrid? It is a hybrid that is heterozygous with respect to a specific gene. As it has the gene type capital T, small t, it is not similar, they are dissimilar. That is why it became a hybrid. Okay, and it is called as the monohybrid cross. Now let us see the case of this dwarf which has appeared in the F2 generation. So from the observation that the recessive parental trait is expressed without any blending in F2 generation. So in the F2 generation we got the dwarf plant's character, that is small t, right? So this will code for dwarfness, right? So these genes will code for dwarfness, and it did not show any blending in the F2 generation. Okay, so it was as such from the parental organism. So there were no blending. So from this we can infer that when the tall and the dwarf plant produce gametes, when a tall plant and the dwarf plant produce gametes, they have to produce gametes, right? And by the process called as meiosis. So this plant producing the gametes, it will have only capital T as their gamete. And same way, if a dwarf plant is producing gamete, only small t will be present in their gamete. Okay, so when tall and the dwarf plant produce gametes by the process of meiosis, the alleles of the parental pair separate or they segregate. So when meiosis takes place, the alleles of this tall parent, if you take the case of the alleles of the tall parent like capital T, these are the alleles of that tall parent. Appo capital T in the alleles during the meiosis process.
Okay, during the meiosis process, the alleles of the parental pair